This is Susan, and I'm recording the class today because, believe it or not, there was some sort of accident in my neighborhood and my internet is completely down. So today we will be doing it this way if my internet doesn't come back on before Wednesday morning. So let me share my screen. And let me turn off the video because you don't need to see me in the corner there. Okay, so let's get started. Today we're on week 5, believe it or not, and we're talking about the topic and the main idea, which you had a problem with in your homework. So this is a really good thing that we're reviewing this. So let me go to the slideshow. Here we go, play from start. So why is it important to be able to identify the topic and main idea in a text? And what are some methods we can use to identify the topic and the main idea? Go ahead and put that in the question that is coming up on your screen. So let's talk about how to find main ideas in a reading. So in a regular academic text, remember I told you you're going to be reading like 500 pages a week and you can't possibly read everything. So you have to learn how to do scanning and skimming so that you can find the information you need. So what I do is I read the introduction and I look for the thesis, which is the author's point of view. I read the first and last sentence in a paragraph, and I read the concluding paragraph. And if you're reading a research project, I read the conclusion, the whole conclusion. For a newspaper article, it's a little bit different. We're going to read the first paragraph that states the topic, and then we're going to look for the answers to the following: who, what, when, where, why, because a newspaper always follows that organization. So let's talk about identifying the topic. So here's how we're going to practice this. So here we have the example. We have the parts: roof, walls, windows, stairs, and doors. And the topic here would be a house, and it's the name of a thing with many parts. So let's take a look at the next one with details. We have tent, sleeping bag, campfire, water bottle, and mosquitoes. And the topic for that would be camping. And the third one is the group name of a group of things or people. For example, Lufthansa, United, Qantas, Delta, Emirates. Those are all airline companies. The topic of that would be airline companies. The topic should not be too general or too specific. It should just fit the words on the list. And the last example above, airline companies, is a good topic for the list of words. Companies is too general. American airline companies is too specific since only 2 of the companies are American. So the best answer for that would be airline companies. So now we were going to do a group activity, but we can't do the group activity. So we will do it this way. Just give me a second. I will pause the recording. Okay, so this was going to be a group activity, but we can't really do it as a group activity. So I'm going to have you do it on the Ed puzzle. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to, so here's the topic. We have cows, sheep, pigs, mice, goats, and chickens. The first thing you're going to do is cross out the one that doesn't belong. And then you're going to try to find a topic for these words. So the topic here is farm animals that are kept for meat. So let's do number 2. And you're going to go ahead and tell me which one of these words we should cross out: wasp, pigeon, bee, fly, and butterfly. And then write in what you think the topic is. Let's move on to number 3. We have steam, bake, roast, boil, stir, and fry. Cross out the one that you think should be crossed out, and then write a topic. Number 4, we have wrist, rib, shoulder, elbow, knee, and hip. Again, cross out the word that doesn't belong, and then write a topic. Now I'll go back to the PowerPoint. Hopefully you're seeing this. I think so. And let's go on. Let's go to the slideshow. Okay, so we're identifying the topic. Recognizing the topic of a paragraph. Knowing the topic is important. Even when you know all the words and grammar, you cannot understand a passage if you do not know the topic. The topic gives you a context for the ideas and information in the passage. It allows you to connect them to things you already know. Then the passage makes sense to you. Good readers always look for the topic when they start reading. Writers usually try to help readers figure out the topic by stating it near the beginning and repeating it a number of times. In a paragraph, you'll also find specific facts and ideas that describe or explain the topic. These are the supporting facts and ideas. They may be parts, details, or examples of the topic, as with the topics of lists that we just reviewed. So let's work on identifying the topic. So read the paragraph. The topic has been circled. The supporting facts and details about the topic have been underlined. The diagram below, which we'll get to on the next slide, shows how the supporting facts and detail relate to the topic. So Monticello in Charlottesville, Virginia, was the home of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. This house is a fine example of early 18th century American architecture. Jefferson designed it himself in a style he had admired in Italy. Many American buildings of that time, in fact, imitated European styles. But while most were just imitations, his Monticello is lovely in itself. Furthermore, the design combines a graceful style with a typical American concern for comfort. So as you can see, the topic is circled and the supporting details and facts have been underlined. So take a look at that. And here is the outline. So we have the topic, and then we put the supporting facts and ideas underneath the topic. So let's take a look at this. Again, I was going to have this, let's do this together. And then I think there's another group activity, which we'll have to do on the Ed puzzle. So read the paragraph and circle the best topic. Write too general or too specific after the other topics. So building materials. People build their houses out of many different kinds of material. They usually use the materials that are most easily available to them. In North America, for example, many people build their houses of wood. There are large areas of forests, so wood is easy to get and inexpensive. In countries around the Mediterranean Sea, there are few forests, so people use other materials, especially stone and brick. In tropical areas of Africa and Asia, people do not need thick walls, so they build houses with other kinds of material like bamboo and other plants. Finally, in extremely cold climates such as northern Canada and Alaska, the only material that is easily available is ice. Until recently, people made their houses from blocks of ice, so now they use other materials in the 21st century. Okay, so the choices are here: A, houses around the world; B, materials used for houses; or C, ice houses in Canada. So go ahead and tell me which one is the correct topic. So the answer would be materials used for houses. Houses around the world would be too general, and ice houses in Canada would be too specific. So let's look at the main idea now. Main ideas and paragraphs. The main idea. The writer's idea about the topic gives you a more complete understanding of the topic. When you are reading, you should first decide on the topic. Then ask yourself, what does the writer want to say about this topic? For any topic, writers may develop different main ideas. Identifying the main idea. Let's take an example: the effects of watching television. Possible main ideas. Children who watch a lot of television may have problems at school. B, Some people today watch a lot of television every day. C, television has negative effects on family life. As with topics, the main idea should just fit the paragraph and should not be too general or too specific. The paragraph may or may not include a sentence that expresses the main idea. You may need to use the information from several sentences to understand the main idea. So let's read the paragraph and then circle the best main idea. Television. In the 1950s, when television was new, it seemed to bring families together. More than 50 years later, psychologists have a very different view of the effects of television. Many studies show that it can influence family life in quite negative ways. In fact, television stops most communication among family members. When families watch the television news, during dinner, for example, their attention is on the television screen. They do not talk about the events of their day or about their problems or feelings. This lack of interaction may mean that there are fewer arguments at the dinner table. However, according to psychologists, arguments are better than no interaction at all in the family. The lack of interaction can lead to a serious problem, including parent-child conflict, difficulty at school, and divorce. So let's look at the three choices. Main idea: children who watch a lot of television may have problems at school. B, some people today watch a lot of television every day. Or C, television has negative effects on family life. Go ahead and choose your answer. So the answer is C, television has negative effects on family life. Some people today watch a lot of television is way too general. And children who watch a lot of television may have problems at school is way too specific. So let's look at identifying this one. Elephants are the largest animals on land. Whales are the largest animals in the sea. Apart from the fact that they are both large, these two animals share many characteristics. Some biologists, in fact, believe that they may be related. There is a lot of evidence to support this idea. The shape of an elephant's head, for example, is similar to a whale's. Both animals are also excellent swimmers. Whales live their whole lives in the sea, of course, while elephants have been known to swim up to 300 miles to get food on an island. Another similarity is the fact that both animals use sound to show anger or for other kinds of communication. Finally, their social organization is alike in some ways. Female elephants and whales stay close to other females in the group and help them when they give birth. So let's take a look at the three choices for the main idea. A, elephants and whales are the largest animals in the world. B, the social organization of elephants and whales is alike in some ways. C, elephants and whales share many characteristics. Let's see, pick your answer and then we'll check. So the answer is C, elephants and whales share many characteristics. I hope you got the right answer. So we're not going to be able to do the group activity, but let me stop the video and get you onto the group activity. Okay, so for this group activity, let me go to the slideshow. You're going to read this paragraph about bees, and then you're going to write the main idea and then two supporting ideas. I'll read the story to you so you can listen first. Bees. For insects that live together in large groups, such as honeybees, communication is very important. One way they communicate is by smell. This is possible because all the bees in a group or colony have a common smell. If a bee from outside the colony tries to enter a hive, the home of bees, it is immediately attacked by the bees that live there. Another way that bees communicate is through movement. When one bee finds a good source of food, it tells the other bees with a kind of dance. Through the dance, the bee can tell others which direction to go and if it is near or far. So now you're going to put in first the main idea, then the supporting idea 1, and the supporting idea 2. Go ahead and do that now. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. And let's look at identifying the main idea. So let's see what we have here. The main idea should relate to all the ideas and information in the paragraph. It should not refer to ideas or information that are not in the paragraph. The first sentence may contain the main idea. So here's another one on maps, but we will not do that one today because you've done a lot and I don't want to be on here for an hour with you guys when you're watching a video. So following ideas in paragraph. Once you have identified the topic and the writer's idea about the topic, you need to follow those ideas through the text. To do this, you need to use the reading skills you have learned so far, which are reviewing, skimming, and scanning. Your knowledge about the topic and your knowledge of English. The following exercises will give you practice using your skills to follow ideas in paragraphs. So you're going to read each paragraph quickly, and then you're going to circle the best ending. I'm not going to read these to you because I want you to do them. So do number 1. And when you are ready, you'll have the question pop up. You should time yourself if possible. I was going to give you 3 minutes. And then do number 2. Choose the answer A, B, C, or D. So if you got it right, the answer to number 1 would have been D, oldest friend. And the answer to number 2 would be B, do not have time to avoid accidents. Here's another 2 paragraphs for you to read. Try to do it quickly, 2 to 3 minutes each paragraph. Then answer for paragraph 1. Is it A, B, C, or D? Paragraph 2, A, B, C, or D? So let's take a look. So in paragraph 1 here, the answer is A, gone down. And in paragraph 2, the answer is C, destroy the vitamin C. Hopefully you're getting some of these correct. This is our weekly shout out, and I really wish I was there to let Sheba read her story. But this was Sheba's response to the Thich Nhat Hanh story that we read. And I just think her writing here was so beautiful that I wanted to share it with you because a lot of you are having trouble connecting with the text. So here's what Sheba did. She wrote first a short summary of 2 sentences describing what she read. Then she talked about why she agrees with what he said. And then she had connected it to her own life. This is what I want you guys to do. This would be a perfect response. And as you see in your homework, I said you're not connecting enough to the text. It's because you're not doing the first and second thing. You're only talking about your own life. You really need to do this the way it's done here. So take a picture of this if you can, so that you can do this kind of organization. Great job, Sheba. I'm really sorry that that we're doing it this way, so you can't actually get the kudos you should get for this. So this is what's due this week. We have Sunday, which is already done. Thursday, you are going to have a test. So you need to do the vocabulary review game before the test so you can do it well. The quiz is only between, okay, we have actually 2 things. As soon as you get off this video, you need to do the main idea practice. It's due today between 8 to 12 p.m., but I think I'm going to give you another hour because I don't know how long it's going to take you to watch this video. So you need to, I'll change the time to 1 for you. It's a 10-minute practice and it's worth 5 points, so you don't want to miss it. And then tomorrow, Thursday, between 8 and 10 a.m., you have a 15-minute vocabulary quiz. And you must do that tomorrow. And also we have another perusal on self-care. So if you have any questions, feel free to text me. I'm not sure when my internet will get, if you're watching this video, I still have no internet. So if I have no internet, I won't be able to respond to your texts as either. I have no cell phone, no internet, nothing. It happens here in the United States, sometimes more often than in Afghanistan, which is pretty odd, don't you think? So please don't forget the vocabulary quiz and the reading practice. And thank you very much and see you next week. Bye now.